Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. Oh, been up for a while. Hey, how's it going, guys? So we're just getting started here. Um, I just wanted to share um, a bit of information for you guys. So, for those of you, as many people, more and more people, are really, getting curious about what their dreams mean, about what it all means. What is it that we want from these dreams? What is it that we're trying to understand? What is it that our mind is trying to tell us? And so I thought I'd give you guys a bit of information. I work with dream interpretation. I do it a lot for patients. I keep a journal of all my dreams, you know, full of just dreams, descriptions of all these different dreams. Um, because they're there to tell us something. They're portals into other dimensions of our existence. They're where we will go when we stop waking up here. See, the wind is backing me up on this. You hear that? So it really is something that we should take advantage of and really appreciate. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information. We're gonna do a series on this. So um, I just want to show you one of the ways that I work with dreams. So what you guys can all do at home, get a white candle, you light it, you stare into it with pure intention. Then you get your handy dandy uh, cuaderno. Losing my English, man. Um, the notebook, bro. Okay, and you write a question down. Write a question. A good question for you to write. I would start out with, "What am I afraid of? What is my biggest fear? What is holding me back? Something that's quite curious for you." So you write down that question, and I know a lot of people say they don't remember their dreams, so no worries about that. All right. So when you start writing down your dreams, you're not gonna remember that much. You might remember a little bit, right? But over time, you're gonna remember more and more, and they're gonna become more vivid, and you're gonna start to feel like you are living in separate realities at the same time. So don't worry about not remembering your dreams right away. The important thing is the discipline, because there's so much going on, man. Back in the days when we had dreams, people normally would have some type of interaction with their dreams, but because of all the information that's constantly flowing literally through the air, it's not possible for us to capture everything that's going on, because there's so many things that you know in the matrix, they're trying to catch our attention. So but that's why we have to write them down. You guys got to start writing them down. All right. So you write down this question: what am I afraid of? Blah 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 blah. Okay. The next thing you do is you go to sleep. Okay. Let that candle illuminate and show you the pathways through your mind to the answer that you are searching for, right? And when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do not think about anything. Do not sit there and try to, intellectualize and rationalize, because you're gonna mess it up. If you start, this is just the disclaimer for you guys. So if you start seeing people, you know, I'll put it this way, dude. I live in Brazil, I live in South America. It's a continent with a lot more of like a spiritual understanding of things, because in the US, we're not connected with our, Native American cultures that still exist and continue to keep their traditions going and their understanding going. We're not in, Asia where they still have many, ancient spiritual traditions that they keep. Europe and the US and the Western world were very disconnected. And what is arising is we have like this new like spiritual movement, which is great on one end because people are starting to actually put more importance into working with energy and the consciousness. But then you have the other side where a lot of the stuff they're saying and they're putting like these new words on it, they're really just regurgitating stuff that the indigenous people from around the world have been saying and studying for a long time in a new way, and they're trying to. Sometimes people don't want to give credit where credit is due, and then on top of that, you have like this like intellectualism that what's happening is that spirituality is becoming an industry. So they put all these intellectual terms and all this starseed this and blah blah blah, which which these terms have value, I'm sure, but a lot of people are just using it to sell themselves to and obviously, if you guys want to work with me in therapies or learn more about spirituality, that's a blessing for you and me. But I want to make sure I give you something so that you are gifted with something so that you don't necessarily need to start your path off paying for everything, so I'm giving you this information on dream oracles, stuff that you could probably find in books, but you get to get it on YouTube for free. So that's you. So you write down a question. The next thing you do is when you wake up in the morning, write the answer to that question. Do not think about the answer. You don't even really got to look at the question. Like you meditate on the question before you go to sleep. You meditate on the question before you go to sleep. Ask yourself, you write it down, and then as you're relaxing, going to sleep, ask yourself multiple times, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? You ask yourself multiple times, and then from there, what you do is when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, write an answer. It could be one word. It could be a full sentence. It could be a paragraph, whatever goes from your mind to the pen to the paper. But do not think about it. Do not intellectualize this process, because what we're trying to get you to do is use your intuition and develop your intuition. It has to be awakened because the system really messed us up, guys. The system really messed us up. They have you guys using one side of your brain. I mean, you're using both sides always, but you know what I mean. Like you're using one side of the coin. They have you looking very extuitively, having to search for information in books, having to take a whole bunch of courses, having to do this, having to do that, which is great because sometimes we need those things too. But it is also important for you to develop your intuition, because there's things that only your intuition can tell you with certainty. And if you wait to hear from someone else, if you wait for a new scientific article to tell you that meditation is good for you, if you wait for a scientific study on how Reiki is actually effective, or how rituals are actually effective, if you wait for Western society to do it, by the time they tell you, you're gonna have to pay for a whole bunch of stuff that your intuition would have gave to you for free. Most of what I know, it came from up there or down here on earth, or from the trees, or from the plants, or from the wind, or from the sun. I didn't have to go in a book. I read one spiritual book that helped me. That was Medu Neter by Raul Neframen. Thank you so much, Hetep Hashe, to Raul Neframen for providing a key. Everything else, there were no, like, what I have, what it's going to be presented on this channel, most of it has came from my experience. It's came from to me through meditation or through taking sacred plant medicines, or from my dreams, or sometimes I'm just on the beach sitting down looking at the ocean, and all of a sudden a symbol comes, and the information about what that symbol is for comes. So we have to get used to making friends with our intuition and waking it up. And the more you make friends with her, the more she's gonna have to tell you. Okay. So I'm gonna keep this short. Write down the question. Wake up in the morning. Write the answer. And if you can, write down the dream that you had, because many times the dream is gonna be something related to that question. I'll give you an example. Look here. Okay. How can I heal my loneliness? So I wrote that here. Okay. And next to that, when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I wrote down, forgive me because it's a little bit tough to read, because I woke up in the morning and it was dark and I was sleepy, and I was like, I'm not turning the light on. So I tried to write in. Through experience, love, and determination, get your butt moving. Okay. So I wrote it down. I went on about my day. And at that point I can come back and I can look at the question and look at the answer and really see what the answer actually means, meditating on the answer. Okay. It makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe it didn't make sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to me, because I've been feeling lonely lately, because my wife and my kids are in Chile, handling business, and I'm over here holding down the fort here in Brazil. And uh, so it makes perfect sense to me. I need to be productive. I need to make sure that I'm not just sitting around waiting for a call. Like, I need to be doing something and living my life, because my life is going on now. It's not gonna wait. Life is now. So I understand what that means. Okay. I'm not gonna read the dream to you guys today because we're out of time. I have some other stuff I gotta go do. But I hope this was helpful. I hope this reaches the right people. And if you guys ever have questions, send me a message. Um, I'll remember next time to put my social media, Instagram stuff on there, so you guys can send me a message, or maybe you can send me a message through YouTube as well. So, anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Have a good one. Now, how do I get out? Oh, sorry. All my stuff is in Spanish, so sometimes I'm looking for something in English. And anyways, peace.